Welcome back to the CryptoWorld channel, everyone. My name is Josh, and right now, the Bitcoin price is running into important resistance and support levels here in the shorter term, as with Ethereum in the shorter term, which I'll talk more about later in the video, so definitely watch to the end. First of all, just giving you a quick update here on the daily Bitcoin chart. And right now, technically speaking, the price of Bitcoin is still in this breakout above the 78.6% Fibonacci level of resistance, which means at least as of right now, in terms of the trend, obviously we are still looking more bullish than bearish because we're still seeing consistent higher lows and higher highs form in the price, and the price, of course, breaking through resistance on the daily time frame. So as of right now, this 78.6% Fibonacci level at around 22.7k is now acting as new support for the price of Bitcoin on the daily time frame. And in terms of resistance on the daily Bitcoin chart, the next significant level of resistance for the price of Bitcoin is at around $25,000 per Bitcoin, once again acting as strong resistance on the daily time frame. And something else to pay attention to here on the daily Bitcoin chart is a bearish divergence forming right now on this chart, because obviously we're seeing higher highs in the Bitcoin price on the daily time frame and lower highs in the daily Bitcoin RSI, which once again is a bearish divergence forming right now. But like I've said for the last 2 weeks, this bearish divergence is likely going to form over a few weeks before it starts to play out. So perhaps this could continue to form, let's just say, over the next 1 week or so, before eventually within around 1 to 2 weeks, it will likely start playing out in a bit more of a price correction or larger cool off from the bullish trend after, of course, we've already seen a lot of bullish price action. But at least for now, in terms of the trend, once again, we are technically still more bullish than bearish on the daily time frame. And now, if you take a look at the 8-hour Bitcoin chart, obviously, as I've been talking about over the last 1 week, we have had a previous active bearish divergence in the shorter term, resulting in reduced bullish momentum and basically a lot of choppy sideways price action. But just over the last 1 day, we saw a small bullish push to the upside, where we actually saw around 1 to 2 8-hour candle closes with the RSI above this descending line of resistance. And so technically speaking, that breakout in the 8-hour Bitcoin RSI was one confirmation for the invalidation for this bearish divergence. But ideally, to further invalidate this bearish divergence, we would need to start seeing some higher highs form in the RSI again while the price action forms higher highs, because of course, if that happens, that is no longer a divergence. But as you can clearly see here on the chart, the price is still forming higher highs, while the RSI, even though it briefly broke above this descending line of resistance, it is still technically in a lower high formation in the 8-hour Bitcoin RSI, which means at least for now in the shorter term, it's still possible we could see this bearish divergence play out for a little longer, basically resulting in a bit more of a pause from this bullish trend. But soon enough, we will eventually see a breakout here in the RSI above this resistance with more confirmation, and eventually start to see some higher highs in the RSI. But once again, at least as of right now, we are not seeing those higher highs in the RSI, at least not just yet. So even if the overall trend on the daily time frame is still technically a bullish trend, we are still in a shorter term pause from that bullish trend, at least for now. So in the more imminent short term, we're looking somewhat neutral. But once again, this is currently occurring within a slightly larger bullish trend here on the daily chart. And now if you zoom into the 4-hour Bitcoin chart, over the last few hours, the price of Bitcoin has recently dropped back below this horizontal line of previous resistance and is once again currently acting as a bit of short-term resistance at the time of recording this video. And this level right here is sitting at around 23.3k approximately. And obviously just yesterday when we started to see a breakout above this level of resistance, that was technically a short-term bullish signal signal, which carried the price around $1,000 higher. But obviously, the price came in for a retest of that previous level of resistance, and to further confirm that potential breakout here, we would have needed to see a successful bounce from that previous level of resistance and flip it into new support, because that would have added extra confirmation for this breakout to the upside and more confidence in that 25k price target based on the bull flag pattern. And now, once again, technically speaking, 25k is still the next important point of resistance here on the daily time frame. But in terms of the bull flag price target here on the 4-hour time frame, while the price is back below this resistance just here that I just mentioned, then technically speaking, the 25k price target based on this pattern is not currently active, while the price has broken back below this level of resistance. So for now, once again, we are no longer looking at 25k based on this pattern, but we are still looking at that 25k level as strong resistance based on these previous highs. But ideally, for the price to head up to those levels, we would need to at least obviously see a confirmed break back above 23.3k, and ideally take out this local high right here at around 23.9k, which is now confirmed resistance. And as for support levels, looking at the volume profile indicator, we have some fairly strong support in the shorter term at approximately 23,000, more specifically in between 22.9k to 23.1k. And if you're looking at this previous bull flag support level, this is sitting at around 22.5k approximately, and that would be an important level for Bitcoin to hold above, because if Bitcoin starts breaking back below around 22.5k, then it's possible we could see around $1,000 drop in the price of Bitcoin down towards this next range of support, because this range of support is starting at around 21.3 to 21.4k approximately. And as for the trend just here in the imminent short term, while the price has broken back below that level of resistance, once again, I am still relatively neutral here in the imminent short term, because we've basically just broken back inside this choppy sideways price range. But anyway, now getting into the Ethereum part of this video, this right here is the daily ETH to US dollar chart, and over the last one day, we have seen another perfect rejection from this important range of resistance coming into play in between 1650 to 1.7k. And in fact, with this recent rejection in the price of ETH, this could potentially be seen as a lower high on the daily time frame, and this is of course occurring after we've seen a bearish divergence form between the price action and the daily RSI for Ethereum. So obviously, unlike 2 weeks ago, we do have a few more potential warning signals showing up now on the daily time frame, with the price running into resistance, starting to potentially form lower highs, and a bearish divergence forming on the daily time frame, which once again are all signals on the chart basically telling us to remain somewhat cautious. And so even though this bullish trend on the daily time frame is not yet confirmed to be over, because for example, we're still seeing higher lows in the price of ETH, even though we potentially are now forming one lower high. But even though that's the case, even though we have technically not yet confirmed a break of the bullish trend, once again, we do have these warning signs telling us that we could soon be about to either end the bullish trend or at least experience a larger pause from the bullish trend before continuing the trend later on. And as for support levels on the daily time frame, we still have strong support at around 1510, around 1410, around 1340, and around 1270 based on these Fibonacci levels of support. And now if you zoom into the 8-hour ETH to US dollar chart, obviously we still technically have this active bearish divergence playing out right now in the price of ETH, because as you can see here in the 8-hour Ethereum RSI, we are still getting rejected from this descending line of resistance, and of course the RSI itself is still forming lower highs, which is technically a sign of weakness, at least in the shorter term here. But while this is playing out, while we're still seeing this larger pause from the bullish trend, here in the shorter term, the price is running into an area of support which goes goes all the way down towards around 1530 to 1520 approximately before it really starts dropping off. And so basically for the bulls out there, we would really need to hold above around 1520 approximately, because if the price of ETH loses that support level at around 1520, then like I said, we don't have a lot of support to the downside immediately below that level, which means we could experience a decent drop to the downside if 1520 gets broken. But at least for now, obviously the price of ETH is maintaining some of these short-term support levels, which is a somewhat good sign in the immediate short term. So overall, just in the immediate shorter term here, I'm still remaining somewhat neutral in the price of ETH, not overly bullish or overly bearish, because like I said, we do have some of these signs like bearish divergences, which are putting some bearish pressure on the price. But of course, the price is still running into these support levels, which is obviously helping to support the price, resulting in more neutral price action, at least in the shorter term. But like I said, this is occurring within currently a larger bullish trend. And now, if you want to know how to maximize your profits in crypto, no matter if the price is going to the upside, to the downside, or simply chopping around sideways, then make sure to watch these videos popping up right here on your screen. The video in the top left shows you how to make money if the price is going either up or down, and the video in the bottom left shows you how to make money if the price is chopping around sideways. But anyway, that's everything that I have to say for today. I really hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next video.